Hello everyone, Klaus here, and today guys I'm gonna review one of my mock. So it's from the same series as my three previous mock I've already reviewed, so the three bad guys, really not the three, but the three bad guys. And well, here we go. There it is. So the color scheme is kit orange and metro red or dark red, it's up to you to choose the name you prefer. So the main idea behind this mock was in fact to use the concept of host and parasite in fact. So a parasite which is in the host. So of course it was supposed to be in the body, what it is in the well, at this point. So this was the main concept behind this mock, plus another concept which will grow with the construction, with the building, was to in fact make a kind of a disproportionate character. So this means little legs and tall arms, but we're gonna see that later, because of course the first concept was to put a parasite in his body. So we're gonna see, oh, I made that, and well, that's all. So I'm gonna just put the arms back so it will be easier to explain you how it works. So the main frame of this is really simple, because I used an Inika body frame and a Metru pelvis. So here you can see the Metru pelvis right there, not really that much, but still. And in fact I've linked these two parts not together, so but thanks to a third part which is another Metru pelvis, which is here. You can maybe see the little gears. Why? Yeah, not that much, excuse me. But well, this part will be useful because I'm gonna use also the connectors to put this part on it. So the main frame in fact is made with these three parts, so two Metru pelvis parts and one Inika torso frame. And then to have some, of course, what is really interesting about Bionicle is to make something not well, not blocky. In fact, it's used kind of some shape to make the body look like more a body than just a big block of parts. So I use these three slicers fields, you can see right here, which are linked thanks to this numbered part. So this numbered angle part, so for example, this is an angle of 6 or 4, I don't remember, maybe it's a 4, 5, right, so 2 5, not really interesting. So this part is linked thanks to the neck and the connectors for the head, of course, and these two parts are linked directly into the pinhole of the Inika torso frame. Then you have the center part, which is maybe I'm going to talk about the side part then. The side part of the body, which will be useful because of course they're supposed to kind of be explode, in fact, to release the parasite. So of course, to make this, I use this Visorac legs, and of course, I link them to connectors. So this means connectors, I have to use some ball joint to make them move. So here, the ball joints used are ball joint from some Glaterian neck, but we're gonna see that later when I will put on these parts. So some Glaterian neck from 2009. And then this part on the side are linked, as I said earlier, to the second Metru pelvis part, right here. Then you have the center part, which is useful to in fact hold the parasite in place, and it's made with this part, which was really useful because in fact, thanks to these three toes, if I can say so, these three claw toes, I could put this into the little holes right there in this part, and it's closed perfectly. So this was really the part to use, in fact, in these conditions. I then put this Inika foot, right here to make kind of a beginning of a little skirt, because you know I like to put kind of what we call skirt into my characters, and also because it helps to the shape reminder because of this part which are kind of clawed, and this is the same for this part. So to not really to have some perfectly curved shape into this type of parts which are more like claws and raw edges and stuff like this. So now, of course, the main idea was to put up this part to unleash the parasite. So of course, it can be made really simply. So we can first of all open this part, but we're gonna see that later. That the better way is to in fact put this part into another hole. We're gonna see that later in image. But the main part is to just put off this side part to make a kind of a body which have exploded in fact into different type of parts. The same goes for the right part, like this, and then I'm gonna put off this part, put this on this all right there, right here, and here we go. We have the body in an exploded form, as you can clearly see, with all the legs, with all the legs, Visorax legs, which goes in this way, so kind of like kind of yes, a kind of yes, really exploded in fact. So that is the effect I want. And now you have the host itself, which can be put off, of course, because that was really the main idea, that it can be entered into the whole of the body and stuff like that. So which is this one, in fact. At first, I wanted to make it look. No, I really wanted the parasite to be in a kind of a trans blue color, really to, as you can, well, look him. Well, you can really look it from the when it was close. You can really look that there was something strange behind this guy. But I think this wasn't really a good idea in terms of strategy, because it's really stupid for a parasite to show himself. In fact, it's really for him to hide himself. So that's why I used to choose the trans orange colored, which was of course more in terms of shape. It was more closer to the overall red and yellow colors used. And also another strategy is to, in fact, because of course at first it was just some connectors put together with ball joint to make kind of a worm shape, but I realized that it was maybe more intelligent to put this part, because of course it will mean to have more curved into the overall shape of the worm, but also because if he used this face, it was more like to kind of fool his opponent, in fact, by using a similar shape they might know, because of course the worm itself is stalled in this way, and the face is white hairs, in fact, not hair. So again, this part was just used to kind of fool his opponent, to make them believe that this was his real face, which is not the case, in fact. So really simple, but of course I couldn't really make anything bigger, because of course it wouldn't have entered into the hole I've made with the parts. So we're gonna put all of this down. Like this. So I'm gonna close again the little Visorac legs, which works perfectly. So notice the little bulk eyes to fill the void on the side, and there you go, it's closed again. And now for the back part, the back section. The back section, well, it was really easy. Again, it's kind of like this part. This part was made for this mod because, of course, it's already a shade of dark red and kit orange, and also because of the overall shape, which is a curved one. So it's really useful to make a back. In fact, I've also added this part, which is useful to count the shape of the back in the curved overall shape. The same goes for the slicer part used on the back right here. It's all a curved shape. So that's all for all the body sections, the body section parts, like this. Now for the legs, of course, as I said earlier, one of my ideas then was to make really small legs and taller arms. So that's why I use some little double connectors, then some waxes legs, which are the smaller of all the legs released, with the metro legs also. Also, you can notice the Visorac legs, which is in fact is helpful for shape reminder, because I've already used this part here and there, so it really helped to make a useful shape reminders, and also it's helped to make an X shape in the body form. So it really helps to the overall design and the overall shape of the body to use this part and to really make them. Of course, it was really supposed to be a brutal guy, so of course a strong guy, a bulky guy. So of course I used some really raw parts, not some, for example, some more simple parts, like for example the metro shoulder armor, which are really kind of simplistic and stuff like that. No, I really decided to make some curved and not some more like edgy parts, in fact, some more rows and stuff like that. Now for the feet, in fact, I've got the idea by looking at this Vakama handicap part, and I decided that it would have been nice use this as a fit, and that's how it works. In fact, it's really simple because it's just these two parts. You can't really look that, it's kind of all black, of course. Then you've got this part in there. You just have to link this, and of course, even if it's kind of move on and stuff like that, which is not supposed to, it still works pretty nice because it's kind of the movement is blocked, so it's quite original. Here we go. And now for the arms. So of course, I couldn't use this ball joint directly because, as you can see, the parts here would have blocked the movement of the arms. So I have to, in fact, kind of build a second ball joint. So this was really easy because I just had to put a connector right here and then the ball joint from 2006 right here. Then to the shoulder pad, I used some Vakama masks, which were quite useful because, of course, they are bulky and also are rounded shaped like the feet. So again, shape reminders, and also it's really useful for the overall shape of the Mox, which is a bulky guy. So again, no, of course, it was unlike the legs, which were supposed to be small. This was I chose the opposite direction for the arms. So this means I choose a double long connector right here with this Kiaerk parts, which are curved. So again, a shape reminder to the overall curve you can find on the model. So like this here. Then the Unica part, which is one of the which is one of the longest arms used, longest legs arms for the same stuff used in the Bionicle universe. Plus the fact that it's really a bulky part, so of course it goes pretty well with my overall design. Then the same goes for the hands. I don't really use the hands in my Bionicle mock. I prefer connectors, but of course it is better to use hands on these bulky guys. Then you have his weapon, which is kind of like I don't have the name in English, but still it's supposed to be some bulkier fist, in fact. So this was made with an Unica shoulder armor and a Metru fit. So nothing really to talk about. It's kind of complicated. I used small parts like this, in fact, to make everything hold pretty well. And even with that in mind, it can keep on moving, which is kind of disturbing, but still. So that's all for the arms, and now I'm gonna talk about the head, which is the final part, of course, and which may look simple because, of course, it is simple, but you have to know that, of course, it's not the final version of the Mox. And at first, I really imagined, okay, now the head doesn't really want to go well. Excuse me. Yeah, more like that. So yeah, at first I tried to make some custom ads and stuff like that, but it doesn't really look good, in fact, because it was maybe sometimes too big or stuff like that. Then I used the mask, but first in this position, like it was kind of a tower or stuff like this, but it doesn't really look, this design doesn't really mix well with the overall shape because, of course, this is orange and there is no orange in the color scheme, but there is also a big problem is that this mask really look majestic, and so really look one of a leader mask, and it doesn't really fit well with the overall shape of the overall design of my bulky guy and stuff like that. So it didn't really mix well. So that's why I decided to just turn the mask like this, which will make an kind of an original head for different type of ways. And here you go. So you have the little eyes like this with the little parts choose right here, and well, it's more like a curved shape in this position, and it's mixed well with the other parts of the of this smoke. And here you go. You have the final mock. I think I've explained everything apart from the articulation. So for the articulation, it will be really quick. So of course, the head can turn a little because it's blocked by the Vakama stuff. Or not even the Vakama stuff, it's just blocked by the connectors, so it can turn a little, look up a little. The arms are pretty well articulated because even if there is this part which block here, there is two ball joints. So this means, for example, you can do stuff like this or like that. So the arms, the knee itself, the elbow, excuse me, the elbow turn a little more than 90 degrees, you can see. So, and of course, it can turn 360 degrees on I don't have the name. I just forget the noun of this. So I mean this part can turn up to the 360, of course. 360 degrees. No, more like 360 degrees. So now for the legs, again, we should work pretty well. So you can turn them up to this point, right here. Of course, the feet themselves are a little more blocky because they touch the parts, but still, you can do pose like this, for example, with this type of mock. And that's all for articulation, so it's okay, I think, in terms of articulation. I've made some better mocks in this aspect, but well. And that's all, guys. So I maybe do the sum up on my mocks, but nothing really interesting. So yeah, like that. It's really looking classy in this pose. So what to say about this mock? Well, it's mine, so I'm not gonna really talk about it. But I'm quite proud, if I can say, about this mock because I've succeeded in everything I wanted to do with this mock. So this means the horse parasite stuff, which works pretty well, I have to say, because you can still open the body and stuff like that, which was what I wanted. And the proportion aspect stuff also, which works pretty well, plus the overall shape, the overall design, which works pretty nice, at least for me, I have to say, because it's, well, it's worked perfectly. You have different shape reminders and stuff like that. So seriously, apart from the weapon, which kind of look a little weird, I have to say, I'm quite proud of this mock, seriously. So, of course, it's my opinion on my mock, but maybe you have some other opinion, like your mock sucks and stuff like that. But of course, if you want to have an argument with me, try to, yes, well, make him a real argument and not just some simple criticism. So that's all, guys. You know, it's up to you to say, to tell me what do you think of this mock, if you like it or not, and why, and stuff like this. So yeah. And of course, I have some questions in my precedent mock of guys who want to use some of my design elements, and of course you can use them because there is no rights on my mock or stuff like that. There is no copyright. So if you want to reuse some techniques you have seen in one of my mocks, of course you can use it for your mocks. There is no problem with that. And that's all. So hope you enjoy this review, guys. Hope you enjoy this mock, and see you later for another Bionicle mock or other stuff video review. Bye bye.